Scotland and France is apparently going ahead. That's the latest we've had from Wednesday in Europe. It was looking pretty dicey for a while as the cases amongst the French squad just continued to grow. It started off with Galtier and just one other staff member, and then it was Dupont, and then it was another staff member plus Villiers and Hawas, and then it was Vincent and Marchand, and then it was Olivon and Bai and Movaka and Tofafanua and Dulon. I remember Dulon was like the man of the match in his game. So, man, it just seemed to be like a domino effect for France. But the good news is they've had a couple of days. I think it was Monday and Tuesday and now Wednesday over in Europe with no new cases. I sit here on Thursday as I record this. I think they're still doing pretty intensive testing pretty much every day. But there's been a few days with no new cases, which hopefully means the chain has been broken amongst the French squad, because it was almost like, as I said, seemingly that tipping point where it was just going to be virtually the whole squad was infected, but it seems to be broken. Obviously, this could change at a moment's notice, but it seems to be broken. These guys are all isolating. It's obviously not done France's preparations any good. All those players I mentioned, especially the likes of Dupont, the captain Olivon, man of the match Dulon, none of these guys will be available for the Scotland game at the weekend. So that's a big blow for them. And Galtier is having to do the coaching remotely, which is also not ideal. But yeah, if there's a little bit of good news, it seems that the match is going to go ahead. Also, Sean Edwards is not affected. Welsh fans have told me his defence is too strong for that virus to get through. So there you go. That is what it is. They've also called up, I think it was Balo, Paiva and Kazoo into the squad. I think 3 uncapped guys to kind of fill the void. So how the French go at the weekend, it's going to be a massive one to see what the odds are shifting like, because yeah, they are certainly without their guys. But as you saw in the Autumn Nations Cup, when they had to field a largely inexperienced squad, the guys still showed up pretty well. Now, from Scotland's point of view, a lot of people are going to look at this and go, you guys are lucky. You're going to face the French B team. There's no Dupont, there's no Olivon, there's no, Vincent, there's no Marchand, like key guys in their squad so far. But I kind of look at this as Scotland is damned if they do, damned if they don't. Right? I mean, Scotland put out a statement that basically said, we want the game to go ahead, because if the game gets postponed, we're not going to be able to get international clearance for our guys, like 10 of the guys, I think, to play. All the guys based in the Premiership and the top 14, they wouldn't be able to be released to play for Scotland. The likes of Hogg, Russell, Johnny Gray, all these guys wouldn't be released. So they wanted the game to go ahead. Some people looked at it as like they want to take advantage of the French, being at less than 100% strength. But Scotland are going to be at less than 100% strength if they have to play it delayed, or they'll have to fork out big money to pay these guys for a week. I don't know how it's going to work. But I seriously think Scotland is damned if they do, damned if they don't, because if they go ahead and beat France this weekend, it's not going to count in a lot of people's mind. They're just going to say, well, you only beat a French B team. And if they lose, it's going to be, oh my God, you lost to the French B team. So Scotland, it's a difficult situation. Nobody wins from this one. All we can say is, I guess, hopefully the chain of infection is indeed broken. Hopefully none of the Irish guys are affected. Hopefully no more of the French guys are affected. Hopefully all these guys who are infected recover well. And hopefully we get a good game at the weekend. But yeah, it just seemed to be one that was spiraling out of control. But good news is that it seems to have kind of settled down. So yeah, we'll see what happens. As always, it could change at a moment's notice. But it's a bit of good news thus far. I still think the French will be able to field a pretty competitive team, albeit without some of their big guns. So, yeah. We'll see what happens. You guys let me know your thoughts. Do you think this is advantage to Scotland? Do you think they'll be licking their lips at the chance of facing the French team without full strength? Do you think the French, like I think, will still be very competitive? You guys have any thoughts? Talk to you soon. See you later.